Hi there, I'm X King. Welcome back to Monday Night Movie. Today I'm taking a look at The Private Lives of Pippa Lee. The Private Lives of Pippa Lee stars Robin Wright and was written and directed by Rebecca Miller. She also wrote the original story that the film is based off. The film centers around Pippa Lee, played by Robin Wright, as she moves into a retirement community with her husband, who's 30 years older than her, played by Alan Arkin. And she starts to reflect on her life and the decisions that led to where she is, meanwhile going through a midlife crisis of sorts, trying to really find where she is at this current point in her life. The film at its core is a character study, and it's fine. The film is definitely a story I've seen done before. I love character studies, so I've definitely seen this style of film before. It's just, whenever you do a story like this, you need something that hooks your audience in. Whether it's a unique film quality or just some part of your story that just brings you right into the story and makes you relate to the characters, or just works for the film. But in this case, there's nothing really interesting here. There is an interesting concept with Pippa having a sleepwalking problem, and there's even a dream sequence that works really well in the film. But it gets forgotten about, and it only happens 3 times in the film and is instantly dropped. Which is a shame, because I feel like it could have definitely added something to the story. There's also that random animated sequence that is supposed to show a transition in the film, but it doesn't happen that often in the film. It happens once, and then we aren't even given context for it. It really doesn't work for the story at hand. I felt like if they did more of that type of thing, it would have worked really well for the film. It just didn't work here because they didn't do it a whole lot. Now, again, this one could have succeeded if it had maybe an interesting character. Like if Pippa Lee was an interesting character, this film could have worked. She's not. She's really not. Pippa Lee is a character who had to run away from home because of a not so good home situation and lived on the streets for most of her life. Ended up finding a husband who was rich, and they live together. She likes her husband. It's just a lot of not interesting things to me. Now, can someone find that interesting? Absolutely. But to me, you need more than this, and there's just not enough here. The performances are all perfectly fine. I like Robin Wright as Pippa Lee. I think she does a fantastic job of what she's given. All the actors do a fantastic job, and the ensemble here is quite interesting. We have Winona Ryder, we have Keanu Reeves, Alan Arkin. We have a lot of good actors and actresses doing what they're good at. The only issue is they're not given a lot to do, and they're not given a lot of character to work with. At the end of the day, this film just doesn't have anything really interesting to hook anyone in. And that includes the performances. Even the visual style of this film is mundane and monotonous. There's, like I said, that interesting dreamlike sequence and the animated sequence that stick out to me because of how different they are. But without them being done a whole lot in this film, there just is nothing here to really drag you in. At the end of the day, Pippa Lee is a fine movie. It just isn't interesting. I know I'm not its target audience, but like I said, I've seen other films like this, and I do like character studies, so this film should have been up my alley, and it just wasn't. At the end of the day, I give The Private Lives of Pippa Lee a 5 out of 10. If you're looking for a good character study, I mean, you could do worse than this. It just doesn't have anything interesting to work with. Anyway, that's what I thought about The Private Lives of Pippa Lee. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And next time I will be taking a look at another Best Picture winner, The Bridge on the River Kwai. See you next time.